Good. Okay. Item 4, please.
Item 4 is petition number 1366-25, consideration of this petition from Jerry M. Gable, owner, and Christine Flanagan, agent. Request to rezone 31.144 acres from R45 conditional single-family residential to AR agricultural residential. Properties located in land lots 73 and 88 of the 5th District and fronts on South Jeff Davis Drive and Dixon Circle. As defined in the Fayette County Comprehensive Plan, low-density residential 1 unit per 1 acre is designated for this area, so the request for AR zoning is downzoning and is appropriate as it requires a much lower density and has a 1 unit per 5 acre lot size. Staff assessment and recommendation is that the lot is a legal lot of record and meets or exceeds the requirements of the AR zoning district. The future land use map designates the area as low-density residential with a 1 acre minimum parcel size. AR has a 5 acre minimum, so this will be a less intensive zoning than R45. Therefore, staff recommends conditional approval of the request to rezone from R45 to conditional to AR, subject to the following conditions. 1, the existing house on the parcel does not meet the building setback requirements for AR and shall be demolished within 180 days of approval of the rezoning or prior to application for any future rezonings or minor final plats, whichever comes first. 2, the owner-developer shall dedicate land in Fayette County as needed to provide a minimum 50-foot right-of-way as measured from the existing center line of South Jeff Davis Road for the full width of the parcel. This dedication shall be completed within 180 days of approval or prior to the submittal of a final plat, whichever comes first. 3, no new parcels may be created unless and until a paved road constructed to county standards and with a 60-foot dedicated right-of-way is constructed at the present end of Dixon Circle as shown on the survey provided with the application. Staff has discussed these conditions with the applicant's agent and they accept the conditions. On August 7th, 2025, Planning Commission voted 3-2 to recommend conditional approval of the request to rezone to AR with conditions as read by staff. If you'll pull the slides up, please. It's located in East Central Fayette County off South Jeff Davis. This is part of what used to be part of the Woodland subdivision that was presented to you previously as a revised development plan to remove it from the Woodlands. It did have some conditions that were associated with the Woodlands, but they were specifically associated with the development of that parcel, and these would be replaced by the conditions that staff is reading associated with the AR zoning. I'll back up. There is other property in the area zoned both R40, R45, and AR, as you can see.
Hey, Debbie, could you use that one that they could see?
Oh, I wasn't using the pointer, sorry. This is the subject parcel here. Other property around is zoned AR, R40, and R45. The entire area is low-density residential as a maximum intensive use under the land use plan. This is the environmental map, so you can see there are streams and lakes associated with the property. And then this is an aerial of the property showing the end of Dixon Circle ends here. South Jeff Davis is up here, and it just cuts through the lake. This is just a topo aerial with the topo. And then this is the survey. The reason for the last condition specifically is that the end of Dixon Circle does not contain enough right-of-way to subdivide this property. It would not provide enough required right-of-way on the south end of the parcel. So they would have to construct a road with a cul-de-sac to provide any minimum right-of-way and meet those requirements. So none of this property can be subdivided until that portion of the condition will be met.
Okay. Is the petitioner here?
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening. My name's Chris Flanagan, and I'm representing Mr. Jerry Gable. He lives in LJ and elderly, and it's too hard for him to get down here. And yes, we did require this to be rezoned, first to benefit the area because we don't want 19 homes built off Dixon Road or 5 or 6 homes built off Jeff Davis. So rezoning it to AR would restrict that. He is it's been on the market, he wants to sell it. We have two buyers, one for the South Jeff Davis side and one for the Dixon Road side. Once we have it rezoned AR, we can work out with Mr. McHugh, who's also here tonight, some land swap so that we have enough acreage on the Dixon Road side to create, I think you have do you have a copy of that map?
Yes.
The map with the, do they have a copy of that? I don't know, because they can't see it. Okay, we have already priced out the cul-de-sac. The person who wants to buy the Dixon Road sign is willing to pay for that, to have a cul-de-sac, a road and a cul-de-sac. We're going to work out, like I said, a land swap with Mr. McHugh, and so that it's beneficial for everybody. And I really wanted a support dog here tonight with me. I think that's it, unless you have other questions.
Thank you. With this being a public hearing, if there are those in the audience who'd like to speak in favor of this, you may come forward at this time and make comments. Please state your name and your address, please.
Hey, my name is James McHugh. I live at 254 Dixon Circle, which is directly across and surrounds the property that's in question. So I'm neither in favor nor opposition of it. It's just I'm I guess in favor of being rezoned to AR just to prevent any future houses being built, possibly multiple houses. We haven't had an agreement yet, but we're in talks of possible agreement to swap some property where they can allow access into that property. My only concern is if that happens, if they agree to a cul-de-sac now, what stops them from building a road in there further, rezoning it back to R45 and building multiple houses again. So if it's rezoned, I guess, to AR, what's the likelihood that could be permanent rather than being swapped back to R45 to, allow more houses being built? So that's all I have on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there others that like to speak in support of this rezoning? Seeing none, you want to reset the clock? If there are those in the audience that like to speak in opposition of this, you can please come forward at this time. Please give us your name and address, please.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Mike Jorgensen. I live at 570 Emerald Lake Drive, Woodlands. I'm a Woodlands resident. I'm kind of on the fence also about whether this should be supported or denied, and I think the issue comes down to conditions. Debbie mentioned there were 3 conditions that were come from planning and zoning. There needs to be a 4th condition or the application denied, and that concerns the Woodlands property and the Woodlands Lake. The east side of this entire parcel goes right down the middle of the Emerald Lake that's there, which is basically a private lake. It's not a public lake. And what's not been addressed by anybody so far is the responsibilities of either A, the developer, or B, the future property owners in working with the Woodlands property owners. There's 19 lots around the west side or east side of the lake that belong to the Woodlands. Is working with those property owners and maintaining that lake. The only people who maintain that lake are the Woodlands property owners. The county does not. So everything that comes back to fishing stock or stocking fish, doing maintenance, algae control, our money comes out of our pockets. So unless there's conditions that require A, the developer, or B, the future property owners to contribute and work with the Woodlands, then this application should be denied. So respectfully asking that either one of those two things happen, either add another condition or deny the application until that's sorted out.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Are there others that would like to speak in opposition to this rezoning?
Charles M. Bennett, 4th, owning 800 feet on the west side of the property. We both control the property for the family. I have a copy of the map that I was allowed to get from the zoning board. I've met with the environmental board. And I have the same feelings as the people on the north side of the track D2. So if you would want to put that up, and I forgot to bring my pointer. I've got a new one. I took pictures out on the property today. We've, oh, there we go. I don't want to wear out the battery. This is our property line. We own from the corner with the McHughes and the Browminsters, who have this section, and we own down here. My wife's mother bought this when she became a widow 34 years ago, because it had a house that had been built in 1986 on it for taking care of weddings. And the builder had done a marvelous job and had put a master on the main. And my mother-in-law needed that because of her disability, very similar to my wife's disability with a hip. So we've owned the property, this part of the 2 square miles that Colonel Dixon got as being an officer in the War of 1812. And the family has controlled it very well. When they've sold off parts that were not needed by the family, then they were handled very well. Jerry's dad came by one day, about 1994 or 5, and I asked him, I said, Mr. Gable, he's part of the family, just as Tanya is, and I said, I'd like to buy 70 feet. My mother-in-law had the property at that time, and the trees have a tendency to overgrow. And if you've ever looked at the plat or walked it, it has trees up and trees down, all the way from pecans and oaks to pines. The pines have been the worst on the fall down, and the oaks for the branches that overhang. Our line right here is 14 inches to the east of the barbed wire fence, which is in the center of the trees. If you've ever lived in an area that's been farmland or other purposes for many, many years, the trees will grow around the barbed wire. And I know that Commissioner Eric has done that. And I was trying to see, I don't know the background on the chairman, but I do know my 2 Charles brothers there. And we've talked for many times. The Colonel, I didn't see you in the early portion, so welcome aboard. You weren't sitting there, were you? I didn't think so.
Right.
I'm a veteran just like Colonel Gibbons. And I won the Cold War. And Colonel Dixon won the War of 1812. So we kind of feel like we're part of the family. The prior owner of the property was one of the twins, Jack Dixon. And Jack and his two younger boys, David and Brian, take care of, or did take care of our yard when we were out of the country doing mission work. And so we have a family relationship that goes back to the time that Jack's wife died of cancer. And we want to have the property preserved as it is. And we've really appreciated the comments made on other zoning choices that have been brought to you. This is another challenge for you because we don't want either AR or AR 45. We're R 40, and at the time that we got that, that was a split off from the original farm by the Eidsons. And they made 5 lots down this way. And when they made lot 5, which is the one that we have now, they took and shut off the road. They shut it off so that there wouldn't be any opportunity to use that property. So, I'm not going to take a lot of time tonight, but I went and walked the property and took some pictures. The only residence that I can find that was ever there was the old cabin. And sometime in the early 90s, I don't remember the day, the marshal came by to make sure that the hand-dug well had been filled in with concrete for safety. And that was telling me that when I talked to Mr. Gable, and he said, I won't sell you an inch. And any of you that know Jerry's dad, he was kind of a gruff guy, but he's good even for a Yankee like me. And I appreciated that, because if he wasn't going to sell me 70 feet, 70 feet was going to move it over here, right where the grave is. Whoever put the grave there didn't walk the land and tell Tanya or James exactly where the grave is. But we did it several times because I said we should put a fence around his grave and take the tree out that's in there. The trees grow in these things. And the McHughes were good enough to preserve the memory of his life by dedicating that acreage to the Historical Society, I believe. And they have done nothing. James is very good at keeping the property fenced off and secured, lots of good signs, and I appreciate that because we have family buried all around the state of Georgia. Some of them are in formal cemeteries and others are in subdivisions, and they have usually about a lot put aside for the bodies of family members. We have them in Cobb County and Paulding and things like that. So we appreciate that. Now, not going too much further without telling you exactly what my plan is. And we have a plan for it. And it doesn't involve the realtor and spending money or anything like that. We plan to have it dedicated to the preservation of the wildlife for the tribe the Creek tribe that had the land before it was taken over by the U.S. government, probably around 1817. I'm not sure what that treaty looks like, but I'm pretty sure that it's the Treaty of 1817, as the people were moved peacefully off the land out to western Arkansas. I know this because my wife has a related ancestor that was the Bureau of Indian Affairs Indian agent. He had been an Army colonel as well as it. So when he retired in 1848, he took and went back as the Double Dipper, as we would call him now, and he continued to be the Bureau of Indian Affairs agent for the Creek tribe. As far as I know, before 1850, there were only 2 Indian agents that related to Georgia. One was the one for the Cherokee Nation that's out on the Indian Strip or western part of Oklahoma. And that's for the 20 tribes from Etowah. And Colonel Logan was the Indian agent for the Creek tribe. Well, when the government takes land and uses their power of what you might call eminent domain before there really was, they can use it as their own property, or in the cases of some people that have been victorious in wars, like the War of 1812, give it. And that is where the 2 square miles come from that we're discussing tonight in this particular case. So we're looking at having this land available to be given to the state and left. They can pick up some of the trash and debris, but we don't want them to go in and reconstruct the cabin or do anything like that, because that was the only piece of property that was useful for building. So right now, it fits in a category of uninhabitable. And to make it AR would simply say, if it ever gets used, it will have a limited density. And we've heard lots about density and neighborhoods. Right now, where it's R45, it's a threat to our fellow neighbors on Woodland, the people on the other side of the lake. So, by talking with the environmental people and the zoning board, where we're in a conditional situation, she knows, she being the realtor, I'm sorry, Miss Flanagan, okay, that she will have to negotiate with either of us, or the land will not be useful for her. And I don't think that any of the surrounding landowners are willing to have any houses put back on that. The closest we could do would be if someone would come in to build a multi-million-dollar house of the caliber that they have in Woodland Estates. But it would be bigger than that. And if you put the topographical map up, whoever's, do you have the not this one, the topo, it's page 13. I think it's 13. Thank you. this is the only area where you can basically live, put a house, and drill a well, and put a septic system in. Our septic field over here is up in front. So we get closer to the right-of-way than we would like to see anybody take and widen the road, because that will start to encroach on our drainage field. But more than that, because of the land topography, you can see the grades here. And my wife, who will speak if she desires, we've been married 60 years, so I don't tell her when or when not to. But she had me go out and measure today. And I measured where the road pitches down to the lake. And it's very soft ground. The whole area is very soft. It's good old Georgia red clay. And if you, I don't want to bring James up and make him do it, but he and his children ride their little four-wheeler out and around this portion right here, and you can see that it runs down toward their house, which is back in here. So as you get closer to this, you come up a hill, and then you have to come across, and if you're not up this far, if you're further down, you can get around without climbing another hill, but you climb another hill this side of the road. And believe me, I talked to Mr. Gable, I looked at this, I read the deeds when we bought from my mother-in-law, and it appeared that when he sold the 70 acres off, I think it was about 70 acres for Woodland Estates, and the plat that was shown in the zoning.
Charles, you're out of time. Thank you for your comments. We appreciate them.
Okay.
Thank you. And, no, ma'am. We're at the 20 minutes is up. Yeah. Sorry. So anyway, okay, I'll let you say one sentence.
The reason I asked today, sir, is because actually the property is so shallow that houses will back up to the fence line. We'll see the garbage cans, and that's it. But the sad part is the need for that property is more than you think. It indeed is so close that when you get to those houses' edge, it falls off. It was built without a seawall, okay? When you go out in the canoe, you will see that land is mushy.
Yeah.
All the way across.
Thank you,
It
ma'am.
is not capable.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Would the petitioner like to make some final comments? Ms. Flanagan? You're good? Okay. All right, I bring this back to the board for a motion or comments.
I have a question.
Okay, sure.
During, some point during the comments, there was some comment about maintenance of the lake not being, we built the dam there, didn't we rebuild that? Or is that where the dam is, Emerald Lake Dam?
Yes, yes. The back's the lake.
The dam you're referring to, Commissioner Otto, is actually under Emerald Lake Drive. It's part of the right-of-way, and the county did a big dam rebuild there back in the late 90s.
All right.
So significant expenditure was made by the county to upgrade that dam.
And the maintenance, we don't do maintenance. There was a comment that the county does not do any maintenance on the lake. Is that?
It's a private lake,
It is a
and if
private
you'll look
lake.
at a map, you'll see that parcels of property in the Woodlands as well as this property, the property line go into the lake itself. So the lake is actually owned by individual private property owners.
So we can't put a condition on private property. What I'm trying to get is we can't say somebody has to help maintain it.
It's difficult to have an agreement when only one side is here to put an agreement together.
Okay.
I'll just some brief comments about the lake. Like I said, when it was platted in 1988, and I know the county has had issues with that being a private lake, but that's what it is. We had the Splots 4 or 5 years ago that built the new dam there. About 3.2 million, I think, was spent on that project, approximately. But there, like I said, there's 19 properties on the Woodland side. There's this property's 30-some acres today, and whatever returns in the future. We've been maintaining that lake on our own. I mean, good, bad, indifferent, the fact that it's privately owned, that train has come and gone unless the county would take over that lake, which probably will never happen in our lifetimes. But we have to have support that requires that, or else there's going to be legal action. Because the Woodlands property owners can't maintain, or should not be maintaining an entire lake when they only own pieces on the east side. So somehow there's got to be a resolution that the current property owner or whoever buys the property and the future property owners will contribute and assist the Woodlands. Gentlemen's agreements don't cut it.
We appreciate your comment
And we need
on
help
that.
there.
We understand.
Thank you.
So, any other comments from the board or questions from the petitioner? Can I entertain a motion?
I'm going to move to approve petition 136625 to rezone 31.144 acres from R45 to AR residential.
Second.
So we got a motion and second. Any other discussion or comments?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
was that motion to include the 3 conditions that were enumerated by the Planning Commission?
Yes.
And are those 3 conditions acceptable to the property owner?
And I'll amend my second.
Okay. Is any other comments or work? All in favor of said motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Thank you. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Speakers were given a 5-minute maximum time limit to speak before the Board of Commissioners about various topics, issues, and concerns. Speakers must direct comments to the board. Responses are reserved at the discretion of the board. Are there those in the audience that like to come at this time and speak during public comment? Yes.
Zoning is a tough issue, always is tough. And we appreciate the fact that Fayette County does a much better job than Clayton County. I've been in the state for 40 years, served junior ROTC in Clayton County when Fayette County did not have junior ROTC at all. And we went to zoning meetings when we had a house up in another district of Fayette County. So keep working at it. The only reason I don't get concerned, and I know that James and I have agreed on this, along with not having gone over and visited with the other people around the lake on the other side, that the conditions are the thing we're going to be watching. We can't sell our property. We can't subdivide a strip off of it. And you can't go in for eminent domain to give them the roadway they need in there. And the one thing, from what I got from Jack Dixon, is that the survey mark did not have the grave in the right place. So they need to go back and recheck where they've got that on their survey. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Are there others in the audience like to come? Yes, James? Is that James? I may not got your name right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay,
My name is Larry Youngener.
okay.
I live at 280 North Drive in the North Ridge subdivision, which is located on Georgia 279. In fact, it's the first subdivision on the right coming south that you encounter after you cross 138 into Fayette County. Two things I want to talk with you, or speak with you about tonight. First one is 279. 279 is a short street in Georgia. Starts in South Fulton, just north of the south part of I-285, and it runs to Highway 85 in Georgia, in Fayette County, excuse me. In all of Fulton County, 279 is a 4-lane road, 2 lanes going north and 2 lanes going south with a middle turning lane in all of Fulton County. In all of Fayette County, 279 is a 2-lane road with no turning lane. And in all of Fulton County, it's 35 miles per hour in the most dense part, 45 miles per hour in the rest of it. In all of Fayette County, it's 55 miles per hour from top to bottom of Fayette County. We've been trying to get something done about 279 for a long time, and I moved here in Fayette County in next month, September of 1988. And I've struggled with that road the whole time that I've been here. And the solution is a couple of the subdivisions, two, as a matter of fact, and one under construction will be the third one. They put bypass lanes to get around so that the traffic flowing can get around someone wanting to turn into one of the subdivisions. The bypass lanes are designed to help the flow of traffic, which is increasing significantly on 279. But they do nothing, absolutely nothing for the people wanting to get in or out of the subdivision. That's a problem for us, and we've been talking with you about that a lot. I'm gonna drop that and go to number 2. Number 2 is, it was reported that 98% of unincorporated Fayette County is on the septic system. 98%. That's why you see these septic trucks running up and down. They have a ball in Fayette County because everybody needs their septic tanks pumped after a while. Every other county in the metro area, almost 100% are on the sewer system. What's wrong with Fayette County? We need your help. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. We do have on the radar some work in study on 279. The accident counts up there dictate that, so you're exactly right, we're seeing up there. Are there others that would like to speak during public comment? Seeing none, the next item on the is a consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
So we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Old business, none, new business. Consideration of request from Jeff Lindsay, Communities Developer, Bernard Farms, seek authorization for the use of motorized cart on Dansby Way within the subdivision.
Before we start on that part, I see that Charles is out. He's taking a lot of phone calls. I don't know what it's about. That's not my business. But I've got medical, I've been suffering, and I'm suffering right now from what I've been dealing with for months.
Right.
And I told you at the break that I could only go so long, and it's
Right.
about 7:10, and I hate that I'm not gonna be here, but I've got to go.
Okay, we
And
understand.
I don't want you to lose your quorum. You've only got 3 and the 2 of us walking out.
Yeah.
And that means that you gotta get a 3-0 vote
Yeah.
on these things. And I hate it that it puts these folks that are gonna be coming in front of us, where there's only 3 of you
I
all left
understand.
here.
Yeah, we're gonna be okay.
Okay.
You take care of your health, buddy.
Take care of your health there.
Yes. Debbie,
Yes, sir. This is a request for Bernard Farms, which is a new subdivision with 13 lots. The request is for the internal subdivision street only, Dansby Way. It does not extend to any allowing golf carts on Bernard Road. Once the streets, if they're approved, staff will update list streets authorized for the motorized cart and forward a copy to the sheriff's office.
And this is a normal routine matter that we approve routinely. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Between 1995 and 2024, 25 subdivisions have been approved for motorized cart use on internal streets.
Mr. Chairman, move to approve the request from Jeff Lindsay Communities.
Second.
So we got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Debbie. Request to award contract 2584B Justice Center. Looks like Mr. Yeager is here gracing our wonderful chambers.
No. I will attempt to be very short. I don't want you to be in pain or anything.
It's a big issue, I guess.
Okay. I'll go quickly. David Yeager with Malik Consulting. I'm the project manager on the Justice Center build-out project. I'm here tonight also with Rob Evans. He's sitting back here. He's the architect of record on the project. Came tonight to show support for it and also to be available for questions. The reason I'm before you tonight is to provide you the results of the invitation to bid number 2584B that the purchasing department issued for the construction services related to the Justice Center renovation project. Mr. Evans and I'm sorry, we did have a good response to the request. We had 6 bidders that submitted bids. Mr. Evans and I did a thorough review of all the bids and tabulated those. And then we did a thorough review of the low bidder, Eastern Builders. We checked references. We talked to other projects they had done. All of their references were very positive, very competent contractor. Their experience ranged from $4 million to $40 million projects. So we're around $12 million, so we're right in the sweet spot of that. Specifically, there were 2 projects where they had to work within a live building environment. One was an expansion of an assisted living facility. They had residents that were living right within the work area that they had to be considerate of and schedule work properly. The other was an expansion of the Savannah International Airport, which continued to be in operation the whole time they were doing the work. So with our building, we have a similar situation where we have live activity going on constantly. So I thought that was an important factor, and the references spoke glowingly of them about that issue. The total of the bid that we're recommending is $12,380,341.40. That includes the base bid work, plus we had 2 alternate bid items. The first being an additive alternate for rekeying the locking system for the entire building, so that it would all be on one locking system. There wouldn't be any concern about existing keys that had been issued previously that may not be with current employees anymore. That was a request by the Sheriff's Department. The second item was a deductive alternate for a substitution of a species of wood other than the mahogany wood that's in the existing courtrooms due to the cost of that now endangered species. That was a deductive alternate. We are also recommending taking that. The contractor will be required to provide us an example of the staining and finishing so that when it's finished, it will match aesthetically the existing courtroom. So the building will be uniform throughout, but there will be the cost savings, and also we won't be trying to use an endangered species of mahogany. So with that, The amount that we're recommending award of is below the budget. Mr. Rapson and I, a couple of years ago, put together the budget. These items within the budget totaled $12.8 million on our estimate, and this, in our recommendation, is $380,341.40.
Mr. Chairman, move to approve contract 2584-B.
Second. Just one question, and Eric will make it quick. The work that's being quoted and being done here, there's nothing, and I think I know what the end will be, there's nothing major outside of this that's going to have to be done to finish, to get the third floor finished and the building reformatted. This 12 million is, because there's a little cushion in there. There's still a couple of million left in that budget.
When you say major outside, you mean other
Well,
items of work or
yeah,
outside the building exterior?
No,
work?
no, getting the third floor working and the rest of the building. It'll be functional once this 12 million is spent.
That's true. The overall project budget was, at the time we put it together, was $14,500,000, and included things other than just the construction. It included furniture, it included design fees, construction phase, inspection and testing. So there's still money available for all those things on top of this part of it, which was just the construction.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, if I could add to that, this is a $13 million approval, roughly, but $8 million of that's just for the third floor. So we can talk about this as a third floor project, but this is really a first, second, and third. They're redoing the entire courthouse, and there is about $250,000 roughly outside the courthouse for site improvements and fixing the judges' parking lot and those type of things. So there are some things happening outside, but the bulk of this is going to be inside those four walls.
I should have explained that better. The third floor is currently vacant, and it will be completely built out when we're finished. And there are sections of the first floor and second floor that we will need to renovate, because those departments will be moving up to the third floor, and then they will be repurposed. So there is some renovation work on each, the first and second floor. Plus, as Mr. Rapson said, the judges' parking lot will be expanded. So there's some site work, I'll call it, on the outside of the building. That is included in this, the judges' parking.
Other questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, David.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Maxwell.
Yes.
Staying.
The other thing
Commissioner Maxwell, sorry. Sorry, Mr. Hearn.
I would like to compliment the commissioners that awarded this project about 21 years ago for having enough foresight to build a third floor and not finish it, so that today we actually get to grow into that third floor. So I don't think anybody was on this board 21 years ago. So kudos to our predecessors.
I wasn't born.
Huh?
I wasn't born.
You were born. Katie?
Good evening.
Good evening.
All people. I'm here on the next two items, actually. The first is to approve a 20-year lease term acceptance with 3 additional 5-year terms for tower site at Huddleston Road. As you know, we have been having some issues with our radio system in terms of coverage, and E.F. Johnson has admitted that we are not going to be able to meet their contractual coverage with the current setup. So they've put together a plan. It involves moving equipment from the Willow Bend Tower to this Huddleston Road Tower, and also adding another tower at 138, which is the next item. So this first one is for the Huddleston Road. It's first because our major issues are in Peachtree City, so we're going to tackle that one first.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, move to approve the lease acceptance for the radio tower site at Huddleston Road.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Are there other questions or comments? Mr. Rapson, you have any comments or words of wisdom to share with us on this?
No, we just need to approve, do both of these so we can move forward with the 911 project.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Katie.
Thank
Well,
you.
You're up next.
Me again. On the second one is a tower up off of 138 on Commerce Street. And again, this is coverage in the northeast area of the county. Sheriff's Department hangs out a lot up there running traffic and things for, it's a busy area at night, let me just put it that way.
Okay.
So we have had some impacts to coverage up there. This tower will improve that. It's also in the area of where their second precinct is. They have people in and out of there. This is a 20-year term as well, 4 additional 5-year terms for that Commerce site, and otherwise it's the same information.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, move to approve the lease at Commerce Street and Highway 138.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions for Katie on this? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm pitch hitting for Brian and Phil. This is the grant we talked about. They actually went to a class and narrowed the focus of this down to the roundabout at Tyrone and Ellison Road, and the request is for $280,000. If you look at the addendums, you can see kind of the flavor for what they've been approving. So we're hopeful that we'll get this grant. If we do, it'll come back before you for your ratification.
So you're asking us to do is approve the grant application?
That's correct.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Vanessa?
Good evening.
Good evening.
So the first request is to approve change order number 1 to Arcadis contract 2378 to provide additional design services to finalize the design for chlorine disinfection and chemical upgrade projects for both water treatment plants, and the not to exceed amount, and that's for both the change order and the original task order, $313,985.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, move to approve change order number 1 to contract 2378-S, task order 25-04.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
The next agenda item, we would like to table.
Okay.
You want to table that one? Mr. Chairman, move to table item 28.
If you're going to table it, you have a date certain to table it to, or do you want to withdraw it?
The next meeting is September
11th.
11th.
So we want
I'd
to table
like
it to
to
the
table
September
it
11th.
to-
Move to table to September the 11th. Yep.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Georgia Department of Transportation.
That's
Is
me
that
as
you?
well.
Okay.
We need to enter into a revised agreement with GDOT, and this is for the 5474 project, in the amount of, and this is the total amount again, $2,041,498.22 to supply all construction engineering and contract supervision for water distribution line locates and adjustments in Peachtree City.
We really have no choice in this, right?
We do
Correct.
not. We do not. Do I have a
Move to
motion?
approve.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Vanessa.
And the last but not least,
Okay.
item number 30, the request to award contract number 2571B, the Trilith Tank Booster Pump Station, to Soul Construction in the amount of $1,620,000 to construct the booster pump station for the elevated water storage tank that's in place at Trilith.
Because we got to have that so that it actually works, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Chairman, move to approve contract number 2571-B.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vanessa. Item 31.
The last one here is the access agreement with Town of Brooks in regards to creating a road that whittles behind the town of Brooks and through the school system. And so what you have is you have the IGA for that approval before you. There has been a modification to this IGA by the school system, and then once we get those actually back and wet, we would actually then provide the notice to proceed for our staff to build it on behalf of town.
Move to approve the access road agreement with the town of Brooks, and Fayette County Board of Education and Liberty Tech.
Second.
So a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Administrators' reports.
We have the ACCG is having legislative conference on October 9th, and we need someone to be the ACCG delegate. Usually that's Commissioner Otto, and he happens to be the only commissioner going, so I suggest you appoint him as our delegate.
Move to appoint Commissioner Otto to the ACCG Delegate Conference.
And I'll second that. All in favor say aye.
Wait a minute, if I don't vote for this, it fails.
That's right, you don't go.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
I also need to have a selection team for Board of Health vacancy that we have. It's been posted, so now we need to actually form a group of two so y'all can appoint someone to the
I'd like
board.
to nominate Mr. Edge Gibbons since he serves on that. If you're willing to serve.
Absolutely.
You willing? Okay. Do I have a second?
Well, we need two.
Me
We
too.
need two.
That was nice, though.
Well, I was gonna take them one at a time, but that's okay.
Yeah.
What's the time frame for these
It's
interviews?
posted now, so if it's you and Edge, it would be up to the two of you to determine when you could
I'll work around your
interview.
schedule, Chuck.
Okay. I'm fine.
Okay. So all in favor of Chuck and Edge, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
And then I did send an email to the board on the hot project updates. You have one for the Parks and Recreation Multipurpose Center, the Stars Mill School Tunnel, the Coastline Bridge improvements, the North Bend culvert replacements, and QTS traffic signal. And that's all I have.
Attorneys' reports.
Mr. Chairman, I have 6 items for executive session, 3 threatened litigation, 2 pending litigation, and 1 to review your executive session minutes from July 24th, 2025. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioners' reports.
I'd just like to make, I don't know how many people are listening, but I think people could have had a good lesson tonight that rezonings are not easy, and not every time there's a rezoning are both sides right or wrong, or, and there's a good bit of difficulty sitting on this board sometimes to find the right path to navigate. And sometimes you're not even sure, but, we feel we've done the right things, and it's interesting, and I think people should try and understand we do our best here. We don't make everybody happy, but, that's part of our job, is doing the best we can.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, thanks, Chuck, for that. Although, what I will say is even though I wasn't in the room, I was out there for almost an hour and a half, and it just boggled my mind that it took that long to approve something that's going to help veterans and first responders and active duty military people and their families to live a better life. It's absolutely astounding. And the fact that it took that long should be ashamed of ourselves. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
I guess I'm the only one without comments. And do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Good. Do I have a motion to come out of executive session?
Move to come out of executive session for the chairman to sign the affidavit.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye. Move to approve the executive session minutes from, what was the date on that?
July 24th.
July 24th.
Second?
Got a motion, second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anything else we need to be aware?
Good.
We're good?
Move to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Golly, we've been at this 2.5 hours.
Oh, this is a throwback meeting.
Huh?
This is a throwback. This is what they used to be every 2 weeks.
Yeah.